Hey, yo, what's the deal? Miss your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 10:54 a.m. February 12th, 2026. You know what I mean? This is the first video of the day, and man, I got a lot of shit to say. Oh man, do I have a lot of things to say, because last night on AEW Dynamite, man, it was just, oh boy. Oh, fucking boy. You talk about doing people dirty, right? What we saw, and, I was going to add 3 people onto this, but I'm going to save the third one for another video today, because I have a lot to say about that too. What we seen last night from, what happened with Kris Statlander and Tommaso Ciampa, it's like, wow. Unfucking believable, yo. So let me begin with Tommaso Ciampa, because this was a big talking point, okay? So Tommaso Ciampa lost his TNT championship to Kyle Fletcher, right? And it's just, it's just unbelievably fucking crazy to think, because this man was only champion for how many fucking days? What, 12? Only 12 days. Remember, he got a lot of hype and everything. Oh, man. Champa this, champa that. And then he fucking loses. He loses the TNT championship, right? I would fuck the shit out of Judge Norman Lake. God damn. But I don't give a fuck. She's a MILF. But the thing is, you do all this for Ciampa, right? You build him up just to make him lose. Just to make him lose the championship after 2 weeks? Almost 2 weeks? Really? Really? What, you got bored? It seemed like Tony Khan got bored and said, fuck it. We've seen enough from Ciampa. It's almost like Vince McMahon-like, where all right, we've seen enough from Tommaso Ciampa, right? Now let's bring the title back to Kyle Fletcher. And I'm like, wow. So you did all of this for nothing. You hyped up Tommaso Ciampa for what? For what? What was the point of doing all that? What the fuck was the point of making him champion? Because if that's the case, matter of fact, AEW supposedly have a pay-per-view Saturday. Why the fuck? That's not even a fucking pay-per-view. Hold on for a minute. You know what I mean? It's not even a fucking pay-per-view. It's a fucking special episode of Collision. Grand Slam, right? They're low budget. I like to call this, AEW. This is T-Move Saturday Night's main event. That's basically what it is. But the fact that you couldn't do that Saturday. You couldn't. Damn, she got a fatty. I'm looking at, like I said, I'm looking at We're the People with Lauren Lake, and there's someone who's being sued. And I see this girl with a nice fatty. Like, God damn. But again, you mean to tell me that you could not go and drop the title on Saturday when they go into fucking Australia? Wow. And it's funny? I noticed a trend. I definitely noticed a trend. I'm going to get to this in a bit with Kris Statlander, because I got a lot of shit to say. It seems like when someone says something, it seems like when they give an interview on something, and someone says something, out of pocket, not really out of pocket, but someone says something that's like eye-opening, like AEW kind of like bring them down a bit. Josh Alexander. Well, I went to AEW because, I never, my dream was never to wrestle, in WrestleMania, and I wanted to make the most money. Look where he's at now, a jobber, right? Tommaso Ciampa. I went to AEW so I could be financially stable, right? And look what happened. What happens to Tommaso Ciampa? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I would not be shocked if he's now on the way down to the bottom of the barrel and will be wrestling on Collision moving forward. I would not be shocked. Like I said, I would not be shocked if he wrestles exclusively on Collision at this point. Because again, like you basically took all this motherfucker's momentum. You did. You fucking did. You did. What the fuck was the point of signing him if you wasn't gonna, if you wasn't gonna do anything with him? I don't know, man. Like, they did him dirty. Just like how they did Kris Statlander dirty. Because that's another big talking point. So Kris Statlander lost the AEW Women's Championship, right? She lost it to Tekla. And, there's a lot of controversy with that too. Because it seemed like Kris Statlander, to me, and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes between her and AEW. But it seemed like there is, there's a lot of, like, they don't see Kris Statlander, they don't put Kris Statlander in, like, the same level as, like, a Mercedes Moné or a Toni Storm or whatnot, right? They only use Kris Statlander as a person that is gonna, get them hype, and then she, she's a transitional champion. I mean, she wasn't a transitional champion here, but it seems like they only use it just for that, right? And she gave an interview to TMZ, right? So she gave an interview to TMZ where she actually was a little bit emotional. Where she was like how she's trying to connect with the fans and, like she's trying to get like some sort of traction with the fans, even she's the champion, but she's not getting no traction and such. And it's basically because of AEW's booking, right? Tony Khan doesn't see her in a space where she can be bigger than what she is now, right? And then I'm hearing the narrative, well, if she goes to WWE, she might not be any, any less high and stuff. How the fuck do you know? How do you know? Now, how the fuck do you know? Like WWE would definitely push Kris. I think Kris Statlander, to me, I think she definitely should explore WWE at this point. Because what happens to Kris Statlander from here on out? What happens? Like, there's nothing, you can't sit there and tell me that this girl's not frustrated. You can't. I mean, you legitimately can't, right? Because it's the creative. It's the fucking creative. It's either one out of two things. It's either cash or creative, right? I mean, yeah, you can make all the cash you want, but if you're losing matches and not really doing shit like Josh Alexander is, and like maybe what Private Party is about to do. Now, I mean, because I got a video on Private Party later today. Or do I have a lot of shit to say about Private Party? But, it's one out of the two things. If your cash is right, but your creative is not, not great, then what the fuck? I mean, look at Royce Keys, right? Royce Keys was like, fuck this. The creative here sucks. Now, I mean, like, they're not going to push me to where I want to go, right? Powerhouse Hobbs. He's like, fuck this place. I'm going right there where I know they'll turn me into a star. He has to write everything, right? Kris Statlander should be at a much bigger space than what she is now, right? Statlander, to me, right? I mean, in a real fight against Mercedes Moné, come on, like, she would destroy Mercedes Moné in a real fight. Like, what? Come on. She would fit, I think she fits WWE better. I think she would fit WWE better than what she's doing right now at AEW because, she's tried, and they tried, and nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing with All Elite Wrestling. There's nothing. There's fucking nothing. There's nothing there with AEW. Yeah, I mean, like, they tried with Statlander. They tried. Right? And she's tried to get over, but it's mostly the creative. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I feel really bad for Statlander. I really, really do. Right? And then, it's funny. It's funny, right? How you got all these, because she's just one example. She's just one example of all this, right? Where's Camille? Where the fuck is Camille? Where the fuck is Thunder Rosa? Huh? Where the fuck is... Where the fuck is Britt Baker? Where the fuck is Britt Baker? You know, so, and like I said, this company is a joke, man. This company is a legit fucking joke. Like, again, what the fuck was the point of, because Mercedes is not there, right? Oh, she's not there, right? So they want to do this, that, and the third, right? With Statlander, right? But how, like, you know, and it's funny too, because I don't know how long this interview with Tekla came out with Chris Jericho and such, right? I don't know. This might have been when she first joined the company and stuff. But I find it weird that once this interview came out, she became AEW Women's Champion, right? I don't know, man. Like, this company is just, you know, and then, like I said, they kayfabing numbers. You're kayfabing fucking numbers for, you know, for contract expiration. You're kayfabing it, bro. That's a dangerous game to play. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like I said, man, this company's a joke, man. This company's a joke just like the fucking sickos, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, I'm about to be out. I will definitely be coming with another video later today because I got a lot, like the private party video. Oh, do I have a lot of shit to say? So I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.